Hi there, so it's been ages since I've done a pregnancy update. I think I did the last one at 34 or 35 weeks and I'm now 39 weeks pregnant, which seems crazy, and quite a lot's been going on. I had an appointment with my midwife at about 38 weeks, I think it was, and when I went there the baby was lying completely sideways across my abdomen, so I had the head under my left ribs and the baby's bottom under the right ribs, and it was very uncomfortable, but didn't seem like much of a problem to me because I thought I'm not in labour or anything, so it's, you know, I didn't really see what the problem would be. But the midwife said that I needed to go to the hospital and get checked out, so I went to the hospital and they said they did a quick scan. And they said that the cord was, because of the baby's position, the cord had dropped quite low, and that if I went into labour it would be a really serious emergency, so that they would have to admit me. And they said that they would, oh, this was at 37 weeks. Yeah, I was 37 weeks pregnant, and they admitted me, and they said that I would have to wait for 2 weeks, and if the baby was still sideways or transverse or an oblique lie or whatever they call it, then I would have to have a cesarean after 2 weeks if it was still that way round. And they said that if the baby had managed to turn itself around the right way within that time, that either I could go home if the baby stays head down for 48 hours, or if the baby had only just gone head down at the 39 weeks, then they would induce me, which I thought was weird. But they said that they were worried about if it took 2 weeks for the baby to get back into the right position, that it would possibly flip out of that position again. So they wanted to induce me while they had that window of opportunity of the baby being in the right position. So I hope this is making sense, because I'm not very good at explaining things, but I'm trying my best. Anyway, after 3 days of being in hospital, the baby then turned to the right position. So then I was just monitored for the 48 hours to make sure the baby would stay in that position before I was let home. So yeah, everybody was amazed actually, because I was 38 weeks pregnant by then, and some of the midwives had never seen a baby go from a transverse position to a cephalic position by itself. So that was all quite good and amazing. But then I came home and it turned again. I had to go back in again, but that was only very briefly. And then when was it? This weekend just gone, I thought that I might be going into labour, because I had a few of the symptoms of going into labour, which is like when your bowels start to clear out. So I was having diarrhoea. I know, not very nice. Having diarrhoea for about 12 hours, and it was just continuous, and I was getting quite painful contractions. So I rang up the hospital and they wanted me to go straight to the delivery room, because also I was unsure about the position of the baby. So if it had been labour, then and the baby was not in the right position, then it could have been an emergency situation again. So I went in, but it turned out that I just had, it seems like I had either food poisoning or a tummy bug. So I felt horrible and gross for about 24 hours, and then since then I've been completely fine, healthy and well, back to normal, thank goodness. But while I was there, they did say that the baby's head was very low and engaged, so that was brilliant news because I was quite concerned about that. It's been really worrying me a lot, because obviously if the baby was in the transverse position again and I went into labour and the cord came out first, then that can potentially put both my life and the baby's life in danger. So it's been really a worrying few weeks actually, which is why I haven't done any videos, because I've been so stressed about it. However, today I had an appointment with my midwife. She actually came round to my house, which was nice because I didn't have to go anywhere, and she did a stretch and sweep for me because I have the hospital on my back trying to get me to be induced when I don't want to be. So I thought if I have a stretch and sweep, then that's a much more kind of natural way to you know, try and bring labour on than with chemicals or the rupturing of the waters. I don't want anyone to do that. So yeah, so again she checked the baby's position first of all, and the baby was nicely head down, and then she did the stretch and sweep, and she said that everything is looking really good and favourable, and like I could go into labour at any moment because my cervix are really soft. I'm about 2 centimetres dilated and the head is really low. So I am so unbelievably happy about that, because I just want to have a nice natural labour. So it is quite amazing really how much has happened in the past couple of weeks. I honestly thought that today I would be having a cesarean, because that's what they said when I first went into hospital, and it's just incredible that everything so far, fingers crossed, so far everything is going unbelievably, you know, as good as they can. So I'm hoping that the stretch and sweep will work, but I've had stretch and sweeps before and they have never worked. But I've got another one booked for in 2 days, and the midwife said it usually takes 2 for them to be successful. So maybe, if not today, then in a couple of days, the next one will work. So yeah, that's been it really. That's been my past few weeks. Very intense, very stressful. Being in hospital for 5 days was not fun. You know, I was really healthy. The baby was really healthy. It's just that the baby was not in the right position. And my husband had to take a lot of time off work, and it just disrupted everything. It's not been that pleasant. So yeah, I'm really hoping everything from now on just goes as it should. So I'm now 39 weeks pregnant and I've gained 29 pounds, which I'm quite pleased with. I think that's pretty good really. That's about what I would have hoped for. So I'll just show you how big my bump is looking now. Here it is. I'll take a measurement. And it's, yeah, my bump is still measuring about 41 inches. So it hasn't changed in, well, a long time, about 4 weeks. So other than the baby not being in the right position at certain times, everything else has been completely good. You know, I've been really healthy. I'm not anemic. I haven't had any blood pressure problems. I haven't had any swellings. I don't know, just nothing. There's nothing really to complain about. It's all been good. So I was going to film a what's in my hospital bag video, but I had to quickly pack my bag to go into hospital, and since then when I came back I just took out my dirty stuff, washed it, put it back in. So I don't know if I will film a what's in my bag. I could do, but it is already packed. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see what's in my hospital bag. You might not, it might just be really, you might think it's boring and that there's far too many of those types of videos on YouTube now anyway. So I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to update you on. I will try and do more videos now that life is, it looks like it's getting slightly more normal. And I will probably, I mean, I can't imagine these stretch and sweeps working, but if they do, then I'll have a baby in a couple of days. But I can't imagine having a baby that soon, because my last 6 babies have all been over, is it 6 of them? Yeah, the last 6 have all been 10 or more days late, so I can't imagine this one arriving early. So my due date is in a week's time, so I'll do another, I'm sure I will get to do another video update in a week's time. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.